In the love zone, you don't have to be alone. Together we can spend the cash. Cause if you get it, you don't get a. You know what I'm saying? If you have it, then you don't get in the love zone of America. Y'all. Woo! Lord have mercy. What's happening, everybody? Let me explain what I was talking about. I am Joseph R. Wheeler, the third, the artist, the founder, the president of the ONYXCON Foundation. What it is, what it ain't, what it gonna be live. Now, I just posted. I literally, just before I went live, I said, let me get this one up first. Cause I be hitting y'all back to back. I don't give you no. I'm like consumerism. I don't give you no time to rest, baby. No rest from the content. Content coming. Oh, yeah. All right, y'all. Chop it up a little bit, then I'm gonna have to get off. Chop it up a little bit, then I'm gonna have to get off back. So that's how it's gonna be. Because the system is doing that wonkiness. But anyway, side note to the side note, I can't remember what I was saying last because I was getting so frustrated with the tech. But I did want to shout out them Falcons. I do want to shout out them Falcons. They did something last night, you know what I'm saying? And to be in the A-Town at the end of the season, and it's one of them type of things where we know, because even the way they were with this one, I hate that it even got mentioned, but it did. It got mentioned right at the halftime. One of the announcers said, "Well, we know. I hate to bring it up, so why are you bringing it up? Here we go. Talk about the 21 at half Super Bowl and let the damn Patriots come back and beat them that year, which is literally the year I had already been the casual fan and refused to put my heart into pro sports. But that was the year I buried it. Like, I'm done. Like, I don't get emotional about these games, man. I'm a fan for my town. Yeah, I'm a fan for the A. I'm always be supporting just being from Atlanta, but that's it. That's all there is to that, man. If I'm wearing some gear or whatever, hey, man, it's Atlanta, man. You know, hey, man, you seem like I don't give a damn about the game. I don't give a damn if they lost. I do be giving a damn when they win. Yes, I like to see them win. But when they don't, then, you know, it's more of the usual. Or if they let somebody come back on them, it's more of the usual. You know, so things got to get effectively permanent, not kind of, sort of, but like all the time to really be that fan, you know? Otherwise, like, and even then, I would just be checking in, happy for them, and still got to live my life because I'm not out there on the field. I don't make 100,000 a year yet. You know, just from sitting on the bench, not even on the field, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got that kind of income, you know what I mean? So until I'm like that, and I notice the people who are the biggest fans, they got that kind of. I'm talking about, like, there's two types of fans actually. There's the richest and then the poorest that should know better. Cause man, dude, like, for real, seriously, why are you so emotional? Like, when you when you gamble on it and lose, you really lose. When rich folk gamble on a game and lose, it's just like, oh well, maybe next Sunday. You know, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. But no, it's a damn big deal to the rest of us. So, like, yeah, man, just be real about that. If you're gonna participate, just know that's the reality of it. There's the game behind the game all the time, always, always. There's always the game behind the game. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, for real talk. So, you know, don't be all in love and matching PJs on Christmas. Then I just told y'all they hit you with the double treatment of the bears and cards and candy everywhere when you go in the stores now. And then you got your heart all in your team, and you looking at the Super Bowl, and you done bet all this money on it because you spent that last bit of money that you didn't really have on Valentine's trying to make her happy. You know what I'm saying? Lord forbid you got some kids to go with it. You know what I'm saying? Oh my gosh, all your money gone, but now you done spent your last little bit on some picks trying to get some prizes. You know what I'm saying? And then mess around, your team don't win, and then you at work on Monday hoping you can stay higher because you came to work late because you're so damn depressed and hungover and mad and everything. And now your girl looking at you crazy, and then mess around, you lose her and the kids, all because of damn bullshit. See, it all go together. It's a pattern, man. It's a pattern. And what I just said, I won't even say I'm joking because I know I just said somebody's life. A lot of dudes actually. That you could sprinkle in a whole bunch of other factors, but there's a whole lot of dudes that literally live just what I just said, verbatim. Like, verbatim. It's pretty damn sad. Pretty damn sad. Which one? Hold on, I'm trying to see. And I can't even see it. It took off real fast. I was trying to see that plane. I could hear it going over. Wonder how big it was. Cause I'm near this private airfield where may have the private jets and things be out here. Yeah. Mm-mm. Oh, we are wild. So, what I was talking about as I was talking about it. Yeah. So yesterday I was talking about how I did this order, right? And like I said, if anybody new to the channel, I do courier work. It's not technically a part of. Well, yeah, no, it is. You know, used to me not saying it. I was gonna say not technically a part of. I mean, it's definitely not like. I put it like this: if I get my finances where I'm not gonna need this job in 26, y'all gonna stop hearing me talking about courier work. It's just gonna be on to the next whatever I gotta do to maintain, and hopefully that will be full-time YouTuber, because that's the goal. That's the goal. I want to be a straight up YouTube legend up in this thing. I mean, I feel like I already am in some ways, but I mean, like officially, where y'all really come through. The ones when I say y'all, it's people I ain't even laid eyes on this channel yet, but they're gonna come through in 26, and we're gonna make history. This is that year. I already said that. I'm not going to pull back on that. I'm not going to sidestep that. I'm not going to rearrange that in my mind. I'm not going to pretend that, that I'm just hyping myself or something. No, no, that's real. That's going to happen. Now, what needs to happen when that happens is that it be enough active viewers, okay? Because I see right now, I already got great numbers. You only need 1,000 to monetize. We got 2,000 headed for 3. You know what I'm saying? We headed for 3. I keep saying we're messing around and get 3 by next month. And I'm gonna be very happy about that. What I'm gonna be more happy about though is if that 3 is actually watching. If 90% of those people, hell, 75% of those people, if they're watching content regularly, return viewership, not just, oh, I like this, hit the button and then leave YouTube for a month, don't even come back and check us out, or got so many other channels you subscribe to that we're competing in your algorithm for your eyes. You don't see my thumbnails as much, you don't see my posts. If that be the case, you need to cut on the bell if it matters to you. Okay, I understand the bell can be annoying if you don't like to get a lot of notifications, and I will be. You will get a lot from me. I'm gonna be real with you. I post as much as I can, so I post all the time on purpose. So you will get a lot of notifications. But if you like that, if you want to know what's happening, then that's the kind of viewers I especially need. And then everybody else who may not want the bell on, but you still would come back, and maybe me saying this is just a refresher to your mind. Like, yeah, man, why wouldn't I check out YouTube, man? All the other stuff don't be as entertaining as what I found on YouTube. That's what I found in my life. Like, there was a time when, yeah, I felt like I was always missing something. And my friends would be talking about, oh man, this show on Disney Plus or that show, or oh, have you seen this and this? Like, I'll be honest, like anything Marvel, I feel like I must be. How can I say I'm a leader of an organization that started as a Comic Con and not be about everything that Marvel puts out? Like, whatever it is, I got to see it, right? But then movies like The Eternals came out, and movies like uh, what else was whack as hell to me? Oh my gosh. I don't gonna say whack as hell, but just boring. That damn Wanda and the Vision. I'm sorry, y'all. I know y'all love that. Some of y'all just, oh, why you came out my favorite show? Yeah, I know. Hey, they made it for somebody. That don't mean everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's people who don't like Blade, don't like Wolverine. I don't know what's wrong with them, but there's people like that in the world. So hey, something for everybody, right? Something for everybody. I'm just saying, not for me though. That wasn't my lane. That was not my lane. I didn't like that show. It was boring as hell. I mean, I was proud of my sister on there who plays Captain Marvel, and I love every time I see her. She's beautiful. I like her representation. I like seeing that lady with her natural fro out, just as pretty as she can be, and that shining chocolate skin. She's just gorgeous. I can't even think of the name of the actress right now, but yeah, shout out to her for that opportunity. And there was other good moments on the show. I'm not saying I actually like the Vision as a character. I think he's dope as hell. Scarlet Witch is a cool character, but to me, the lady who's playing her is not as exciting as the comic book character. I don't think she has the gravitas to me, to me, to give me what I'm used to in the comics. Not saying she's a bad actress. She's an excellent actress. It's just the energy that they chose in casting her, and the way I say they. You gotta understand. As an actor myself, I understand the process. So it's not you per se with everything you're doing with your body as the instrument. Yeah, you're speaking. Yes, people see you. You're the character, but you got the director between takes telling you do this, do that. Make sure you do this when you come in. Give me more of this. Don't less of that. So by the time all that goes in, add in every other aspect from hair, makeup, color, checks, special effect, the whole shebang. And it may or may not. It's just either gonna hit or it ain't. It's gonna appeal or it's not gonna appeal. I don't like that version of Scarlet Witch. There it is. You know what I'm saying? Not a lot. It's just not exciting. The show itself is just not. It was a kind of kitschy idea to begin with. It's like, okay, we're gonna do like a Brady Bunch style late 60s, 70s era look, 50s. nuclear family vibe show with the, what the hell? Huh? I get it and I didn't get it. I didn't like it. It just didn't. It wasn't for me. Like I say, it's for somebody. It ain't for me. What kind of shows do you like then, Joseph? Man, I love The Punisher. I'm waiting for that Punisher movie. That's the main. Okay, Frank Castle is the main. Frank forever. You understand? I need some more of that. I need Wolverine. Okay, I like that. I can't wait for this Wolverine and the things I'm looking forward to 2026. That new Wolverine game. That PS6. Well, maybe PS5 for me because I don't think I'm gonna be able to afford a PS6 until maybe by the time Cyberpunk the second one comes out, and it'll be a late generation game on the console. I'll probably by then I'll get a PS6 maybe. I don't know, man, because I'm not. I got my different priorities. I'm not about to spend $1,000 just to start playing and still ain't bought a game. You know, I'm like, it's fucking crazy. Hell no, no, they're not. No, I'm not going out like that. I'm not going out like that. Not unless I just, hey, like I say, I keep saying, all things are possible through ONYXCON. Universe blessed. Hello. If we can get what we supposed to get out of this life, okay, cool. Like, if it really happens like it's supposed to happen, oh, I'm all for it. Then, yeah. What? You do the. Man, please. I might buy two PS6s and give one away to my best subscribers. Yeah, I'm that kind of guy. Man, oh my gosh. If money were not an issue. hmm Yeah, for real though. For real though. For real. I'm the kind of guy, like I say all the time, I'm the ultimate philanthropist that has already given away tons of stuff. I've given away books. I've given away trips to people. I've given away information constantly by just being on here the way I do what I do for Honest God with edutainment, education and entertainment. But like, I'm the kind of person I would give away all kind of cool stuff if long as I'm good. First I gotta be able to just, hey man, I'm living comfortable. I'm living the life I always wanted. I want for nothing. I'm totally blessed, universe blessed. Everything's good. Family's good. I'm good. I travel when I need to, when I want to. I eat whatever I have to as I need it. You know, when I'm good, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's what I say about even a relationship. Oh my gosh. The ladies that deserve me. The ladies that deserve me. Oh my. Y'all don't understand. They talk about being treated, baby. There's more than just fancy restaurants and purses and shoes. If you into anything of substance, you will lose your mind. Enjoy what I bring to the table. And I'm speaking from experience with ladies that were real enough with me, whether they were in the same financial struggles as I had, or they were doing better than me. And I had to put the brakes on them because then they want to like just, kind of gift you to death, and you feel bad because it's like, baby, I can't give you that. It's like you already give me everything else you give me. Just you being you. That's beautiful, but yeah, that's kind of messing with my head. Like, come on, like, ease up off this and that. Let me do something. You know what I'm saying? And I would do plenty, of course. I ain't just talking about in the bedroom. I ain't just talking about, you know, my savoir faire, my charm and everything. I'm talking about really being there for them when they need somebody to talk to. Is therapy, damn it. You know, the stuff that really counts. So there's other levels to all of this stuff, man. But let's face it, this economic monster we're all trapped in whatever side of the globe we're in, just on different levels. But this American version, oh my god, it's a headache and a half. And it's a constant reminder you don't have enough. Like, damn, what the side I don't get to, no, you don't have enough. It's never enough. And no matter how much you work, nothing is equal to the amount of work. So this is why I'm always telling y'all to focus on respect, because respect doesn't have a price tag. I take that back. It has a price tag, but it literally doesn't in a way. It's like true respect, pure. It just doesn't. It doesn't. It's just genuine. It's just from the heart. It either is or it ain't. It's given because you understand the concept, you know. and it's uncompromisable. Period. It's natural even, and only people who've been raised in that way understand it. That's the saddest part. So many people haven't. All right, all right. So as I was saying, y'all, back to my constant gospel, man. I'm gonna always preach it. It's what it's gonna be. Get used to it if you're around these parts. This is official ONYXCON gospel, official ONYXCON lingo, official ONYXCON philosophies. Okay, ONYXCON will be the book of my life in many ways. Okay, um, I say, look, respect first, then power, then money, because respect opens doors to real power. And that's the kind of power that never fades. It doesn't matter if it's supported by money or not. A lot of times it's still, money's involved because we're in a capitalist world, and whether it's a capitalist system or any other type of structure of money in the world. Because everybody's not capitalist, but it doesn't matter. It don't matter whichever name of whichever type of economic system you name, somebody's at the top and somebody's at the bottom. That's all I know. That I know for sure. There's always somebody who has less and could have more, deserves more, but doesn't. And there's somebody at the top that don't need more, but has an absorbent amount of unnecessary resources. Like for any human being to have that much control, thus that form of power is ever corrupting and very, very mentally taxing. I mean, it can't be healthy. We've seen it over and over and over again when the concept of royalty and complete autonomy, you know, it doesn't work well with the human brain. It's the whole message in the Lord of the Rings. If you're a fan of all that, and I have an appreciation for it. I got my issues with J.R. Tolkien himself, and there are some racist, very construct twisted tones to stuff in that, but that's a whole other side conversation. I'll just deal with the basic story. The whole concept of the ring that has all this power, and if you get the ring, you can control everything, and it's ever corrupting. Yep, yep, that's what it's talking about. That concept of just wealth beyond anything normal. It's just like, damn, like how much do you need before you have it, motherfucker? And nothing is ever enough because you're just so greedy. It's an insatiable appetite to conquer and control. That's really what it is. Just knowing you can have control and conquer things is more important than being one with everything. And don't want to see yourself as one with anything. Want to be like, I'm obsolete. I'm aside from everybody else. I didn't even come out of the same thing as them. We're not, which is another thing that's underlaying in the story of Tolkien. Even though he had his twisted fantasy ways about expressing this, the elves, the dwarves, all these, they're all tied together. And out of one thing came another thing, all of that stuff, right? So it's really, yeah, it gets interesting, don't it? Real interesting. So yeah, so in that kind of concept of wealth, I mean, just to give an example, I was watching a video here on YouTube just the other day, and no, before I get off on that, because I remember where my tangent took me. I was talking about um, how yesterday I had this really ridiculously long day to make literally just a little bit more than minimum wage, which is disgusting. Okay, and first of all, there shouldn't even be a freaking minimum wage the way it is. They should have. I've always said, and I will say again, and I will always say, whatever people get paid in any society should reflect the analysis of the cost of living. Because when the different groups that materialize these actual numbers that become, when you do a Google search in the AI and say, what is the cost of living in Metro Atlanta? Not even just the city of Atlanta, in the entire, all the surrounding counties that make up Metro, not just Fulton, where Atlanta sits. What is the general cost of living? Now, when I did that years ago, I don't know what I would see right now, because every time I do it, it goes up. But first time I ever noticed it or wanted to check it, it was like 60 to 65,000 a year. Okay, 60 to 65,000. Then it went up to 70 to 75,000. I guess you already know it's probably at 80 to 85,000 right now. Okay, but how many people actually make that? The reality is, some people don't make that. Some people do not make that. But here's the sickness of it. And this is what I've always said about it. Knowing what I know about people and what I know about society and at large. And this is all over the world, what I'm saying. Like, whatever the cost of living is, should be standard for all people in that society. Because if you had just that much, you could at least genuinely be relatively comfortable. It don't mean you ain't the richest, but you ain't poor either. You're good. You're just good. You go in the refrigerator, there's always something to eat. You know what I'm saying? You start getting low. The only reason you can't get food is you either ain't ordered it, ain't had somebody bring it to you, disabled or whatever. And even in that case, if that many people were making that kind of money for those in society who have the ethics and the care for other people who don't have as much, there would be a lot more for those people to bring their resources together and help everybody else who don't have as much. If everybody averaged, let's just say the 80,000. If every individual, every grown working person or work able person that contributes in some way to the broader society, whatever that is, you have at least about 80,000 a year. Can you imagine what that would be to America? I mean, to be honest with you, then I'll tell you the truth. America literally would look the way it's supposed to look. If everybody who is, again, the keywords are working, able, productive, willing to work within, here's the sticky part. Here's the sticky part. Willing to work within legal parameters of what is, and I ain't talking about legal based on an already corrupt system determining what's legal and what's not. I'm talking about legal in the concept of legality. I'm saying just ethical. That's what I'm talking about. Because I don't do good and bad. I deal with function and dysfunction. So if everybody that's grown, like you 21 and up, this is what you can do now. You're gonna start at that much. Now, and here's the other thing: sky's the limit from there. Oh my gosh, they talk about how many millionaires and billionaires there are in America now, yet there's still all this poverty and all this strife. Well, that's because they don't want to share. That's because when I see it verbatim, I deliver, man. When I tell you, the one good thing about this courier job, it has exposed me to things, and it's not just this job. Being in Hollywood, working in that especially, has helped me see a lot of stuff. I've shot on locations at mansions that y'all wouldn't believe. I remember one time we shot for Dynasty. When I was working on Dynasty, the show is all about rich folks. So everything we did on that show was always in some fancy location. Even when we were on the set of the studio, the actual sound stages, everything looked like that. But when we would go on location, and these are some of the most insanely. I remember this one house. It wasn't a house. It was a campus. It wasn't even a ranch. It was a campus. It literally looked like a college campus with old castle-style buildings on it. And this was somebody's house. It was somebody's house, for real. It was like, I knew stuff like this exists, but honestly, I didn't even know it existed in Metro Atlanta. I had seen other standards of wealth and big mansions, just a really big one house by itself, maybe with a bunch of land around it or not. You might have a side stable for the horses, things like that. No. I'm talking about when you get to something where it's like you got the horse stable, you got the sports facility, you got the shooting range, you got this is my personal golf course and fishing pond. This is the house, the main house. This is the guest house. The guest house looks like the average multimillionaire home anywhere in Metro Atlanta, but then the Show Enough house damn near rivals Biltmore Estate, if you know what that is. If you know what Biltmore Estate is, I've been to Biltmore Estate too. Went there when I was a kid. My family, we went there, did a family trip. Because we were always exploratory. My parents, thank goodness, mom and dad, man, the stuff y'all gave us, the vision y'all gave us. We never had to have any illusions about how money and poverty and all of this are in the world for real. We got to see everybody's reality in many ways. In many ways. So that's a different way around it. Than most people experience or care to even know when it's there. I mean, anybody can take a trip to Biltmore Estate if you want to go see it. And it's something I would advise people to see stuff like that. Not because you gotta worship these rich people, even in their graves, and think they were so great when half of them wasn't about shit. You know, it ain't about that. It's about understanding if this could be what that was then what the hell's going on now? And if the money systems work the way they did then what is really going on now with crypto and all this other insane stuff, right? So, like back to my point about working all day yesterday and getting paid under minimum wage when I broke it down by hours. See, they don't want you to do that. They want you to just be like, you get to the warehouse, you pick up your order, you go on your route. They don't want you to think about, okay, it took me how long to get to the warehouse? Okay, from the warehouse to the first home to drop off the first pack. Well, no, before I even do that, when you check in, you started technically. But you really don't say, they don't even count that. They don't even count that. They don't even count that. So you spend an hour just loading the boxes. But they don't really count that. Until you say, let's get started. You hit this little button, let's get started. Now, okay, now you're on the clock. What a joke. You spent 2 hours just from getting there to loading your car. That's two already. Then you got another hour just getting to your first home. Now you're really on the clock. Right? Uh-huh. Then you're going to keep working. Boom, boom, boom. You're going to start getting hungry right about then. It's time to stop for lunch. Maybe that's 30 minutes. Okay. But guess what? There's going to be all these other little discrepancies. Stuff going to happen in the app. There's going to be bad addresses. There's going to be dogs loose. It might be poo on the ground. I haven't had that problem. I don't even play that no more. I be looking so serious when I come across any lawn, especially in the dark. When it starts getting dark, you can't see. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I don't play that no more. Okay? But like, you do all these different things. The discrepancies are the worst. Somebody got a bad address. Ooh, apartments. I hate them. I hate them. People don't give the damn code to get into the gate. Then they got the nerve to be in the comments when you send a message because they see it and you see it when you send a message to help. Hey, yo, this person didn't give me an address. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Here it is. Here's the number. You give them the number again, but you say, yeah, I put it in there. If it's already in there, why you got to give it again? You lying piece of, what it is, the pretentiousness of those who have a little bit more than others. They don't even think, like, I can never make a mistake. Ass wipe, you didn't have it in there to begin with, right? So that adds another hour off. That's not even a counted hour. That's an hour off, okay? But you add that with your lunchtime, all that bullshit I just talked about, and it could be more. It could turn into two. But for the sake of yesterday, how it went, I say a full hour between lunch and another 30 minutes on all this bullshit that was so unnecessary. And not once, but twice. I think it happened 3 times at apartments. People not having the code, having to wait for them to get back to you in the text. Then you gotta wait for stuff to get cleared. Oh, and then there was one, I admit, one of my own mistakes when you done been frustrated with all that stuff. You get tired, you get grumpy. It was cold as a mother here. It is so freaking cold. What they say, cold as a well digger's ass and a witch's left titty. I didn't make these phrases, somebody else did before me. That's some real country shit for you. That I've heard. I don't know why they say it colder than a well digger's ass. I always understood, never understood the witch's titty. Why her titty so cold? Anyway, somebody laugh in the comments if you done heard these things before. Thank you. And keep your comments respectful, all right? Oh my gosh. Yo, just having fun for real, telling the truth, man. It's so damn cold. And then it's getting colder as you out there working now. You already 7 hours in, right? And guess what? You only done got out just a little bit half of your whole 70 pack. I said 70. 70 motherfucking packages. 70, y'all. 70. You can't make that make sense. I've done 80 something before, so I know how rough it can really be. But this ain't nothing like, once you cross 60, honestly, 60's pushing it. Anything after that is insane. It really gonna be some stuff and you're gonna be exhausted. You're gonna realize, what the hell am I doing? My 8 hours been gone. This is turning into 10. Add it all up with them 2 hours, like I said, from the warehouse to the damn first stop. And then you gotta get home. So, for yourself, you gotta count your gas and everything. It ain't about their clock, it's about your clock. I gotta go back home. Oh yeah, just add hours and hours and hours. So now you up to, literally, I did a 12-and-a-half-hour day. And here's the worst part. barely got paid. I don't even want to say it out loud, but I'm gonna say it because somebody gonna feel me out there. Y'all need to feel me. Y'all need to feel me and understand how ridiculous this is. I always say, in America nowadays, you will barely get by. Barely doesn't mean get by. Barely is barely. Barely get by if you at least make 100 a day. I say keeping it 100. That's what I call it. That's the keeping it 100 phrase. I guess you know, at 94, I say less. Damn it, man, please. There ain't nothing like that silly feeling. Like, what am I doing out here? What am I doing out here for this little bit of nothing? That is something, but it ain't enough. And it's never going to make sense when I get it and still have to go out again and again and again and again and again and again and again. It's not good, y'all. It's not good. It's not good for your heart. It's not good for your mind. It's not good for your body, especially at my age. I'm not, some decrepit old man, but look, I know how tender my body is. Anybody's is. The older we get, like when you get hurt, you take longer to heal. They say that about being older. It's true. It's true. I've had some injuries, man. They'll never be the same. Like you ask a football player, any kind of athlete, something they got in college, they hurt like that for life. They don't talk about it all the time, but they walk around with it. Every time they move a certain way, step a certain way, do certain things. When it rains, and, you feel the barometric, what they call it, something pressure. It happens on rainy days. Oh my gosh, I get them days. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Sure do. And so, you take it easy on yourself, man. You don't beat up on yourself as you get older. You realize, hey, man, look, I'm doing a lot to be doing me at this age like this, and I plan to do more. So, but let me make it something that's worth doing it for, not just, oh man, a bunch of stress. And, oh man, look at what I did. I damn near drove myself crazy and broke my body. And then you get old and you sit in a chair mumbling to yourself. No, man, I'm not here for that bullshit. That's not real life. That's not good life. That's not my life. That's not gonna be my life. I refuse. So yeah, I kind of made a decision last night on that one. I said, okay, I can't do this app no more the way I'm doing it. I won't say I won't ever get another route because it became my other option to the thing I am doing regular. Mm. Yeah, y'all. So I'm gonna check back in with y'all later. Bottom line is this: to wrap up what I was saying, um, you gotta weigh everything else out, and the reality of is whatever you're doing right now genuinely getting you closer to the cost of living. And if you know you're still so far away from the reality of that, the ultimate thing, if you love to travel, is to consider an expat life, which is always my go-to. And I say that's the ultimate frontier. And I really want that, you know, not to the point of complete leaving either. I want to be able to just dip in, dip out whenever I want to go. Just like all my favorite YouTubers. A lot of them still have residencies in America, but they also have residencies all over the world. That's real living, man.